Welcome back to another fantastic property tour, Rankin family. Today, we are located in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, looking at another gorgeous luxury home for sale. And I want to give a huge thank you to the listing agent, Talina, Vezina, and Brittany Buznedo with Compass for making this tour possible. I'll make sure to leave all of the information in the description below. Now, starting on the exterior, you have this beautiful shiplap surrounding, and on the side, you are going to have board and batten. Then you have this massive courtyard as you enter in, and that is intentional. We'll get to that in just a second. Not to mention, you are going to have a massive driveway and motor court. Straight ahead over there is a 5,500 square foot workshop that you can take advantage of, especially if you work from home. And this one's situated on over 10 acres. So those of you, we talk about that quite often. You might find a house that you absolutely love, but you don't have the acreage that you need. Well, this is going to be your solution. Now, the beautiful landscaping has been just fresh, well thought out, and that's going to surround the backyard oasis. We'll get to that a little bit later on, but I want to continue going inside of this courtyard. So this courtyard here is going to be surrounded by river rock. So very nice, a tranquil feel, very peaceful and zen. So you see you have the designated sitting area over here to the right and your additional sitting area over here to the left. Now you see the lower exterior brick continues inside of here, adding some more character, and then your covered front porch. You have the wood surrounding the covered front porch and the wood porch ceilings. Really nice. And what I really want you to pay attention to is the well thought out design. It's an H design, and that was intentional, and you'll see that as we enter inside of the home. So walking up the steps, you see that we have the glass panes as far as the front door rather, and then look at our foyer. Wow. Look at this. So you have your built-ins immediately whenever you walk in. So you have a nice little designated sitting area, but most likely you'll have your candle, just how it is now, or some decor if you wanted to, and some additional storage right there. And then look at this. Beautiful painting. You got your sconce right above that. And as soon as you enter, look at this. So you have a bar area right over here if you wanted to take advantage of that. But then look at this, more of a formal dining area, beautiful light fixtures hanging down, your tray ceilings. And the cool thing about this home is the windows. You have an abundance of windows surrounding this entire property to take advantage of the impeccable views. So heading in here, you got the tile flooring, tall baseboards, very nice neutral color, really modern, but an elegant look and touch to this entire home. You're going to see that throughout. Okay, so continuing, you see, look at this. So you have 10-foot ceilings in here. You have your sliders opening up to your backyard oasis. And the cool thing is about this is that you're going to have multiple access points to that backyard. Beautiful white oak floors surrounds this property, especially in the common areas. And I want to take you through the entire perimeter of the home so we don't miss a thing. First and foremost, let's do a full pan so you can see the entire depth of this home. Very nice and elegant look. So the owners are actually cabinetry makers, right? Custom cabinetry. And so they really were intentional with designing their custom cabinetry in this home here. And you can really tell that, especially sometimes, you know, the video doesn't do it justice as being here in person. However, I think it does based on what I'm seeing. Okay, so now continuing in here, you have more of that California style kitchen in here. Extremely open. The window surrounds the entire area. So if you want to entertain and have your entire family here, you can certainly do that in just this room alone. You're going to have your access point right over there to your backyard oasis. We'll get to that. I know you might be seeing right across, you have a pool house. That's going to be neat. Look at this. I have to say, one of the first times I've ever seen a kitchen as beautiful as this. So bravo to the sellers on this home who designed it. Okay, so now you have multiple areas right here to prep additional food. You have your sink right there, as you can see, but then you have the cooktop in the island. So that way you can see your backyard oasis. Look at that. So as always, we open up some of these drawers right here so you can see the full depth. All of them are gonna have the soft close mechanism that you could take advantage of. Then you have the beautiful gold spout right there. As you can see, your paneled refrigerator. Look at this. So plenty of storage space, as you can see, even down here, plenty of space to work with. Now right here, the discreet spice rack right here that you can take advantage of. So you push that in and then you would never know, as you can see. Okay, so continuing here, you're gonna have your quartz countertops, your high-end material backsplash right there, some additional sconces, and then you see that you have the vaulted ceiling. So increases the space in here, right? You have more of that roomier and airy feel. And then I'll show you the full depth before we continue. All right, so now one of my favorite features inside of this home. So you have this additional bar area right here, right? But you have the additional sink, you have the Thermador appliances, and look at this. So all the counter space that you can imagine, then that's gonna wrap around right here and look at the storage available. That is one of the neatest features I've seen inside of house. So great job for that. Okay, so I'm gonna start all the way over here so you can see the full depth, and then we'll work our way around. So you have all the cabinetry that you would possibly need to store all of your canned goods. And then as we continue, look at this. So you have the shelving right above there. And then you see down here, the white oak floors continues this way. You have a designated desk right there, some stacked cabinetry right above that. You have the gold pot filler straight ahead right there, perfect for your coffee station. And then of course, right down here, perfect to fill up your dog bowls or cats, you know, depending on your personal preference. All right, so if you haven't, let me know so far in the comments what you think about this home. You have to do so. I welcome all of your feedback below. Okay, so now as we continue this way, this straight ahead will be your 3-car garage. And like I said, you have a detached workshop that you can take advantage of. And then of course, the long driveway for additional parking. So this is a 3-car garage, but you can see that you still have additional space right here. Maybe some of you may have some 4-wheelers or a golf cart or something of that nature, especially having 10 acres. I think you can appreciate that. So this would be opening up to essentially your mud area. You see that you have some more custom work in here, some custom millwork. And I love that. Now this is going to be entering your primary suite. Look at this, family. Very tranquil, and this was intentional. So you see you have your king size bed, your 2 additional nightstands, the vaulted ceilings inside of here, the tall baseboards. So this just gives you that nice feel, especially coming home from a long day, right? This is a spot where you want to be just to de-stress and just have a fantastic time. So you see you have the additional windows overlooking your backyard. You have your built-in pool, and the cool thing is what you see is what you get. Of course, the staging is separate. If it's something where you are interested in this house and you possibly want to purchase the staging, then make sure to reach out to the description below and then go ahead and work out some of the details. Okay, so this is his closet. A lot of times, and I was even telling the seller this, that this is the size of the entire closet for some of these homes, right? But this is his closet. You see that you have the paneled cabinetry doors right there. You got a closet island right here, dead center in the middle, your built-ins, your built-in drawers. You still have some cubby space available right above that. Then you're gonna have the soft close mechanism in here as well. So perfect for his closet. And wait till you see the hers. I think that one may knock your socks off. So we'll continue back out here, and we are just getting started. So as we continue, you see your additional windows, but you do have your blinds. You have a sconce right there, perfect for your artwork. Right here to the right is the hers closet. Look at this, family. Oh my goodness. So if this is knocking your socks off, let me know in the comments. Give me a thumbs up. We truly appreciate it. Okay, so you have all these sconces. Then you have the glass pane cabinet doors, as you can see. So showcasing your entire wardrobe. You still have additional storage right above there. So you see you have plenty of space to store any accessories, additional shoes that you may need to work with. Love what I'm seeing so far. And look at that. You can see the entire depth. And then you're noticing the H-shaped design, right? So you have the common spaces more in the middle, right? And then the additional living spaces all along the other corners. Okay, so the white oak floors continues here. You have your his and hers sinks right there. Your sconces right in between, or right on the side of the mirrors. Look at this high-end countertops right above that, the custom cabinetry, and you're going to notice the cabinetry throughout, right? So everything was intentional, and I keep saying that because I want to make sure that you notice that. Okay, so now heading into our primary bath, you see your slider straight ahead right there, but look at this. Massive shower, zero threshold. You see you have the rain shower head right above there, your shower niche, your shower wand, again, plenty of space to work with. Then as we continue, look at this. So you have an additional sink right there, but your designated cosmetic area. So you have your own space to take advantage of if you want to. And then you have your seclusion and you don't have to worry about anybody rushing you. Just close that door and you are good to go. So you got your freestanding tub right here. Beautiful backsplash. Then of course, heading out here, I'll just give you a sneak peek before we head out there. Beautiful. So you have tile flooring, really unique chandelier and sconce right there. You can see it. Let me see if you can possibly see it. Hope that does it justice. Now continuing here, look at this. You have a picture window there. Massive space for your oversized washer and dryer. And you know how I feel about the counter space right above that. So a perfect view while you're folding your entire clothes and your laundry, right? Love to see it. Now, this is a neat feature as well. So let's say, for instance, if you're having conversations, right, with your loved one, you come over here and look at this. How often do you see that? How cool is that? So you got two toilets right there. You have the separation between the two, so you don't have to worry about privacy. But then, of course, you get your own designated toilet, so you don't have to worry about fighting on who dirtied the toilet, right? Thinking ahead. Love to see it. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue. Now that was this entire wing of the house, right? So you see that this one's separate. You close this door and you have the tranquility that a lot of folks are looking for. Now, as we walk back out here, give you a nice additional look of the kitchen. You see you have your recessed area with some additional shelving right there to the left. And there's so many spots to hang out and entertain. I mean, if it's something where you have a large family, this is perfect. Even if you don't have a large family, but you plan to, this is perfect. And really, this serves a lot of uses. Okay, now heading inside of here, this is the perfect game room. Really, I'm just giving you some ideas on what you can utilize this space for. Of course, I always welcome all your feedback in the comments below to let me know what you would use this as. But look at this space. So you have plenty of room. You see your L-shaped couch, then you have an additional designated sitting area, and look at the amount of walk room that you still have available. The white oak floors continues in here. Then you have a full kitchen right here, or let's say, for instance, a wet bar, right? Because you have your sink already built in. You have a paneled dishwasher, as you can see. Beautiful porcelain. Continuing up the backsplash here, then you got the beautiful cabinetry right here. shaker cabinetry with the gold hardware, as you can see. Then you have your coffee station. You can just close that off and have that discreet look that you may want. And then you have your paneled refrigerator. Look at that. Great choice. They have some Yoo-hoos in there, my favorite. So you have some additional cabinetry right above that, and then the stack cabinets. So love that. So if you're entertaining your guests, you want to serve them a drink or two, they have a bar along this area. And then let's say you have the family watching NFL Sundays, right? We're coming up on that pretty soon in the next few months. That'll be a perfect place for you. Okay, so now we're going to continue to this wing of the house so I can show you this. And as always, I always like to open up the doors for you. So you have your coat closet here. Now they're using this as a nice little workstation, right? But this is the full laundry room. So you have the laundry room inside of the primary suite, but then also this is the main one. Massive island right here in the middle, custom cabinetry, gorgeous knobs right here. Look at these gold knobs right here. Beautiful, stunning, setting the entire tone. So you have your nice designated workstation right there that you could take advantage of. Also, you have some cabinetry surrounding that area. And then this is going to be a bar where you can take advantage of too, because if you wanted to fold some clothes or get some work done or arts and crafts, you know, multifunctional, right? That's what I always say. And just how I mentioned, the counter space right above your washer and dryer, your built-in sink right there. And then the cabinetry, as well as the drawers, are going to surround the entire island itself. Then you got a nice little dog wash. Wow. Fantastic job. Love what I'm seeing. Okay. So before we continue, like I mentioned earlier in the video, each bedroom is going to have their own ensuite. So as we continue inside of here, look how massive this is. So this will be an additional bedroom, right? You have your ensuite. They have it designed more as a formal hangout spot or something of that nature. And that just gives you an idea of what you can do. I'm gonna pan this entire room. You have sliders in here. And like I keep saying, multiple access points to your backyard oasis. So continuing this way, you see that you have a pocket door right here. And then that one's you're gonna have an additional pocket door going into your water closet. But look at this. A ton of space. Then you have your walk-in shower right here. You got the stone shower floor, as you can see. And then the shower wand. And look how massive this walk-in closet is. And that's what a lot of folks are looking for, especially heading out this way towards Tennessee, right? Is you may want a ton of space, a ton of room to, let's say, raise your family, for instance. And if that's the case, this is going to be perfect for you. And a lot of times, you know, Tennessee has some of the best homes that you can even imagine. But this one tops the charts. Has to be my favorite house we've toured so far on this channel, and let me know if you agree. Okay, so continuing in the next bedroom, plenty of space. That's a queen size bed, but you can fit a king bed in here comfortably. You have carpet in here, plush carpeting, your ensuite straight ahead, and look at this. Got your pendant lights hanging down, the shiplap accents right there. Then the similar walk-in shower with your shower niche, and then the stone shower flooring. And before we continue, I just want you to see inside of your towel closet. So the one thing that I am getting from this one is the amount of storage that you get. Before we continue, let's make sure we don't miss the walk-in closet. Look at this. Extremely spacious, all your built-ins ready to go. And then the tall baseboards extends inside of there. Okay. So let's go ahead and continue to our fourth and final bedroom. So you're gonna have the double doors leading you inside of here, but look how roomy and spacious it is. My goodness, you have this built-in right here. Look at that. So nice little built-in desk that you can work with. And then I'll continue over here. So like I mentioned earlier too, you have the queen size bed right here, but you have so much space. And that one's not built in. However, you know, it's really discreet. So if you wanted to change that out for a nightstand, you could certainly do that. All right. So now you have a closet that's going to continue over there. So you have double doors leading you to both sides, as you can see. And then you already have your built-in racks to work with. And then now an additional pocket door right here. Let me open this for you so you can see. Very discreet, very nice. And look at this. Wow, great job. This one's gonna have the shower tub combo, but you're still gonna have the tile shower surround. But you have the beautiful brass spout. So like I mentioned, the thing that keeps coming to my head as well is just luxury. Luxury, right? So you have a powder bath right over here. Beautiful. So I tip my hat off to the sellers for executing this, bringing this to life, and just doing a fantastic job, I tell you. Okay, so now we're gonna head outside. Here we go. So imagine hanging out here with your family. They're in the pool having a great time. This is something you want in your house. Okay, so you have the wood ceilings right in here. Of course, like I mentioned, you have these columns right here. The natural wood, just, oh my goodness, setting the tone. You know, we saw that whenever we walked in. And look at this. Can you imagine your entire family hanging out here? So you see that this just hugs this backyard oasis as far as the house is concerned with that H-shaped design. And then as you continue, as I mentioned earlier, you had the board and batten. So you see that it's a little bit more prominent towards the back and the side of the house. And then of course, in the front, you have more of that shiplap material. But look at this. This is the perfect space to hang out, have the entire family with you. And then you have a massive amount of space with 10 plus acres back here. You have a lot to work with. Okay, so now heading over here, you have your outdoor kitchen. That's gonna be attached to your pool house or in-law suite, guest house. It's multifunctional again. You have your designated sitting area right here, perfect to entertain and have the entire family here. Love what I'm seeing. And this one is completely fenced. So you saw the fence in the front and then it's completely fenced towards the back as well. But let's get you inside of here. Now, let me know in the comments what you would do with this house. Goodness. You have a full kitchen in here, quartz countertops, the shiplap backsplash right there. You have your built-in island to entertain. So if your in-law is here, you can have this as more of a formal area, or that's actually a pull-out couch right there. So you pull out that bed right there. And then if you have some family in town for the weekend or for an extended period of time, they can certainly take advantage of that. But look at the color palette in here. Fantastic. You have raised ceilings, as you can see in here. So very airy and roomy. And then now continuing here, look at this. You got your shower tub combo, your toilet's right around there. But then you have access here. So if for some reason you have guests over and they just want to shower without tracking the water throughout the entire house, then you can use that as well. You have a little quick access door right there. Beautiful. Your designated cosmetic area here, your pendant lights hanging down, a picture window separating there, and then that pocket door. And then a ton of cabinetry available in here. And then opening this up, look at this. You have your own nice utility room. So that'll be for your stackable washer and dryer. Some additional cabinetry right above that. Wonderful. And then last but not least, certainly, I just want to show you the full depth of the back of the property. Okay. Look at this. Then you have the beautiful sconces right there. You have some area right here where if you wanted to add the trampoline, you can certainly do that. You see we have a swing set, just kind of hanging out, having a great time. And then it even continues a little bit more. But other than that, family, that was another beautiful luxury home tour. All right, Rankin family, that was it for this beautiful luxury home tour right here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about this particular home. Is this something you could see yourself living in? Would you make any changes? If so, let me know in the comments below. Of course, if you want more information about this home or any home we showcase, reach out to the information in the description. Consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss a tour every single week. And I'll see you folks on the next property tour.